Yeah, Ty does not go to the runner, that's all.
You know, you gotta worry about
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
You get to be the
Jackie's ready. Ready if you are.
Jackie, are you ready?
Oh, everybody said they were coming.
Huh.
Yeah, ready if you are.
Call to order the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for October 21st, 2025.
Good evening, Commissioners. Jason Halterman, Assistant Director of Planning and Zoning. I would like to submit the following exhibits for tonight's record. They are the Platte County Zoning Order of 1990 as amended, Platte County Subdivision Regulations of 1992 as amended, the Platte County Land Use Plan, Platte County Roads Master Plan, all PowerPoint presentations with aerial maps, site plans, and plats shown here tonight, and the Planning and Zoning bylaws.
If there's no objections, we'll enter those into the record.
Agenda item 3A is a rezoning request concerning 39.95 acres located directly north of 15285 Bethel Road. Greg and Kimberly Nip are requesting to rezone this 39.95, call it 40 acres from ag to R80, which stands for rural single family. They wish to perform a 2-lot minor subdivision, which would create one 10-acre lot and one 29.5-acre lot. Each of these lots will be eligible to receive a building permit for one single-family dwelling each in the proposed R80 zoning. R80, the minimum lot size is 80,000 square foot. The minimum lot width requirement is 200 feet. The amount of road frontage available is the reasoning for the R80 zoning. And I'll give you an aerial view of the subject properties and surrounding zonings to get your bearings. Here we are just to the east of Platte City. This is Highway 92. It runs east towards Smithville. Bethel Road runs here to the north. This is also HH Highway that runs east off of I-29, intersects with Bethel Road. This is the property outlined here in yellow. It butts up against this is called Bethel Hills Estate subdivision. It's zoned R40, platted many years ago. This is the applicant's property. The proposed split, I have seen a draft of the minor subdivision. The 10-acre lot would be on the north side, and the 30-acre lot would be on the south side and wrap around the 10. 30 acres butts up against the neighborhood to provide some buffer. These are the entities that reviewed the rezoning request and signed the application, indicating their ability to provide service to the property. They are the Platte City Special Road District, Platte County Health Department, Public Water Supply District number 4, Central Platte Fire Protection District, Northland Regional Ambulance District, and the Platte County R3 School District. These are the minimum existing infrastructure requirements for the R80 zoning. For roads, it's category 2, which is a minimum of a chip and seal surface. Bethel Road's an asphalt surface and exceeds this standard. It does have the ability to have a septic system, water services available. It is within 5 miles of a fire station. The proposed rezoning does meet or exceed all of our minimum existing infrastructure requirements. This is our Platte County Future Land Use Plan map. Red arrow indicates the approximate location of the property. It falls within our suburban density policy area. And within the suburban density policy area, we have a focus plan, which is the more detailed plan. This is the approximate location of the property here at the red arrow. It actually falls within what we call the single family residential, which calls for a much higher density than what this is. They call for 1 to 4 dwelling units per acre. At this time, that's a little premature. The necessary infrastructure there, water, sewer, especially sewer, is not present to support that type of density. But whenever we have conflicts like with this, with what the applicant property owner desires and what our land use plan says, we do our best to work with them to accomplish their goals. The large lots like these could be redeveloped in the future at that higher density if need be. So we do not think that this proposed rezoning would harm the future development of our land use plan. And these are the recommendation criteria as they're listed in the staff report. Staff recommends approval of this request to rezone from ag to R80. I'll avail for any questions you may have.
Excuse me.
Questions for staff?
Jason, can you remind me what the setback is for that bottom lot that would join, that would be just north of the houses? R80.
R80. So you have a 50-foot front yard setback, and it for
which would be the front along the road?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So the south would be the
side yard,
side,
and it's 30 feet for a dwelling. And then it's 50 feet off a rear, which would be the east side.
and 30 off the north.
And both of these would be about 200 feet wide then.
Yeah.
At the narrow side.
They're actually about a little over 300 feet each.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're 300 feet each, like right in the middle of that 600, basically. Yeah, we had some phone calls and there was concern about R80 zoning and further subdivision based on frontage because he has 600 foot. Any further to make smaller lots, he'd be building internal streets. And those internal streets would constitute a major subdivision and require additional approval and additional public hearing in front of the planning commission. But this request is just for a 10-acre lot and a 30-acre lot.
Any other questions for staff? Comments from the audience for agenda item 3A? Discussion amongst the board. Entertain a motion for agenda item 3A.
I'll move to approve agenda item 3A is presented.
I would second that motion.
Chris seconded. All in favor, raise your right hand. Item passed unanimously.
Agenda item 4A is a request for approval of what is going to be known as the Elm Lake Estates third preliminary plat. It's located directly south of 15275 Northwest 72nd Street. It's 14.99 acres. A little bit of background, as I'm sure and saw in your staff report, you didn't get a full-on staff report of this because this is a very narrow request. This lot already exists. It was platted back in 1996, and when it was approved, the planning commission at that time approved it with a 100-foot setback off of 45 highway there along the south. Since that time, Highway 45 has been widened, so it's not going to get any wider on that side right there for sure. And the property is zoned R40, which allows a 35-foot setback off of a road for a front yard setback there. So that precludes building anything on that southwest corner of that lot, which is what the applicant would like the ability to do. The 100-foot setback limits size and area that he has to build. So he is requesting to amend the plat to reduce that setback to 35 feet to conform with the existing R40 zoning. That would allow him to build in his desired location. There are no additional lots being created. He's not building another lot. He's just simply asking to reduce that setback. Staff, it doesn't have that ability since it was approved by the planning commission. So he's coming before you to amend that lot, the setback on that lot only. I'm available for any questions you may have. Oh, well, here we are. Let's get your bearings. We're down in southern part of Platte County. This is 435. This is Highway 45. The property is outlined here in pink. It has a big lake on it. The whole property, including the lake, is 14, almost 15 acres. The western property line is the city limit line between the city of Parkville and unincorporated Platte County. This little section is actually also owned by the applicant, but it's within the city of Parkville, so it's not part of this. But that setback runs along here, and he would like to be able to build this location right here. This is the preliminary plat, the amended preliminary plat that was submitted with the staff reports. The public entity did have an opportunity to review the request, and they did sign the application and had a chance to offer any comments there. The Platte County Department of Public Works, because he does have access off of Northwest 72nd Street, which is internal from the subdivision. The Missouri Department of Transportation, because he does front onto Highway 45. There's that roundabout that was built. And that roundabout actually contains a curb cut into this property. Now, whether they're going to grant a driveway, that's going to be up to MoDOT. They're going to have to work that out. But he does have other areas along that property to access 45, but that would be the case as well, I believe. MoDOT didn't offer me any comments when I sent them the plat. Platte County Regional Sewer District and the Health Department both were given the opportunity. There is sewer available on the property in the southwest corner. There's a manhole. Everything on the south side of the road is sewered. It's inside Parkville. Public Works Project number 1, Southern Platte Fire, Southern Platte Ambulance, the Park Hill School District, as well as the cities of Kansas City, Parkville, and Weatherby Lake. And I didn't receive any comments from any of those entities. With that, we recommend approval of that request. I'll wait for any questions you may have.
Do you know where along this, like the spillway is for that pond?
The dam is on the north side. I don't know
Oh.
exactly where the spillway itself is. Dam runs right here.
Oh, the camera right here. Okay.
No, it's like, here, there's a,
The applicant's surveyor is here. He can probably answer that.
Well, there's, well, the name's on there.
Any other questions for staff?
Looks like the dam's actually on the west side, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Looking at this topographical.
Oh, okay.
Well,
When I was out there, it looked like.
maybe not. I
It
don't
looked
know.
like
It
the dam was right here.
just looks like it's flat and level there with a grade below it.
floodplain is on the west side.
Yeah, floodplain's on the west side. But I swore the dam was over here.
Huh, well, maybe not.
Maybe I'm wrong. Could very well could be.
And it is for a house, correct? Not
Yeah.
commercial, yeah.
Yes.
It looks like there's quite a bit of,
Yeah, it's dam.
Room
Yeah,
beyond
dam's right
that.
here. Sorry.
looks like there's quite a bit of room beyond the 100-foot setback. Is there a reason why they want to?
I'm gonna, yeah, I mean, apparently for the size. Originally, I'll be honest, I said the same things, but I think when he got to the point where the size of the house that they would like to build might have a little bit to do with that. But, yeah, this is what it is. This is what he's requesting.
So going back to 96 when this was platted and zoned as it was, did they have to make a special amendment to do an R40 with a 100-foot setback?
It was a condition of the plat. They just put it on the plat itself.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to think of an instance where you guys have done something like that, but you haven't. I don't think.
How much has the road changed? I know it's been widened, but has it moved? Is that why it's, I mean,
Yeah, this owner gave up right away.
okay,
Yeah, he did. He gave up right away when the road went through.
okay.
Either, I don't know how it was obtained, but yeah, right away was taken from the property when they widened 45.
Okay.
But that was 30 years ago, right?
30 years ago when it was.
And 30 years ago, our 40 was 35-foot back setback.
Correct.
So it was something that the commission wanted.
Yeah, and I just, well, I've heard stories from the applicant himself that a citizen was concerned about it and pointed that out, that maybe 45 would be widened in the future, and the planning commission agreed.
Oh.
I thought that'd be a good
That's what
idea.
I'm thinking. I'm wondering how much of the
No,
frontage
yeah,
they
no,
took.
know how much,
Widening.
you don't know how wide it was gonna be, so it's kind of
Right, that
protecting
makes
that a little
sense.
bit, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, now it's done, so.
Weird kind of caveat is, in essence, you're kind of acting like the board of zoning adjustment here in that,
That's what I thought when I read
and
this.
that's you need to kind of understand that, the board doesn't have the authority to waive a setback, like an established zoning setback, unless it's a certain hybrid zoning. But in this case, the planning commission approved the condition or a note on the plat that included a greater setback. So the board of zoning adjustment wouldn't have the authority to grant a variance to a platted provision. That's why we have to come back to the planning commission for them to consider, because this body was the one who established that 100-foot setback, to have it waived or reduced.
Gotcha.
And that is the issue before you.
Thanks, Daniel.
Makes sense.
Any other questions for staff? Comments from the audience for agenda item 4A? Jade, would you like can we call the surveyor if
He's here.
we'll come in and swear you in? If you want to step in front of one of the mics there, raise your right hand, state your name and address for the record, please, sir.
Zachary Brinker, Snyder and Associates, 201 Northwest 72nd Street, Gladstone, Missouri, 64118.
Promise to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Zach. So I think Jade had a question as far as the dam.
Yep, so that spillway, it's kind of hard to tell based on the contour lines on here.
The spillway is on the west side of the road.
So I thought,
I haven't been out here since we did the house taping to the lot for Christopher Boyd. But the spillway is kind of at the northwesterly corner of the pond dam to get in the creek. And then the creek kind of right along the northern road, there's a ditch that drains out of the pond on the northerly side.
And that drains into Brush Creek.
That drains into the creek, yes.
So my guess is the driveway's planned to be off of 45
It would
highway.
be on 45 highway, the state did on the southwest, on the southerly side, where the 45 degree angle is, they did take a extra right away where they put that back to the roundabout end. So, it's taken in 2016, where they did all that, so. Yeah, to the right there, where they took more right away.
Do you know how much driveway was taken?
This doesn't have a dimension, but I'd say, maybe 2/10 of an acre, if that. Just shy of whole section.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So this was the original lot, it was in 96, when that roundabout came in, they took this little bit.
That's the portion. This was all.
Yeah, this was all previously discovered right away. We found all the missing right away markers.
So that's spillways along
Yeah,
here.
the spillway is like right here and then. Yeah, I was looking. I only had
Okay.
a couple of minutes, it's white.
No, it's pretty. Oh, just look at it.
Where gave that out?
Yeah. Spillway comes forward.
MoDOT took it. In my
We're
domain,
gonna
whatever,
take it. You can say
So
you
there's no
gave it,
water.
whatever you want to do.
whatever makes you feel better.
You just knocked everybody out.
Yeah, can we get back to the microphones?
Oh,
Sorry. I like this.
Oh, that way, okay. Just so that we have to be able to report.
So,
answer those questions.
yeah. More or less.
Driveway. You said you were gonna put on 45 highway. That's up to MoDOT, either grant that or not. There is means for another driveway from the internal road as well.
My concerns with the driveway being up on 72nd Street would be essentially, based on these contours, look like you have to go across the dam.
Yeah.
Just down the center of it. I'm Not sure of that.
It'd be a private driveway, but there's issue with putting it on 45 too.
Yeah.
That's,
I agree.
we're kind of pushing them to put it off the internal road if, I don't know if MoDOT, we'll see what MoDOT says, but,
They signed the application though, right? Or they,
they
I
signed
guess,
the application.
Indicating that they can provide service, but they didn't design the driveway permit.
right.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
Well, then-
And my point is, there are not the easiest way to get there, but there are other ways if the 45 highway thing falls apart.
It just seems like the house would make most sense up on that north corner.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think
But it's-
anybody
Anybody wants it
disagrees.
down there.
But he wants it down
so-
there, so
Not
that's.
where he wants it.
So we aren't sure of the exact reason why that, but was originally put as a condition.
We looked in the minutes, we don't, our strong feeling is that, there were people who knew that 45 was going to be widened and they thought it was prudent to go ahead and make sure there wasn't a house built in an area that was gonna be impacted by that widening. Now the widening has happened, so that's the argument that they're saying, we don't really need that setback anymore.
If they would have set it back a whole lot closer to the 240, the old 45.
Yeah. yes, it's one thing that,
The property line hasn't moved along there.
That was my question. Has the property line that the approved at the 100-foot setback, has it changed when they widen the road?
No, if you look at.
No,
You've
it
got the
had,
right of way
it
required right
didn't,
there.
it didn't, just a little bit of, they dedicated a little bit of, like he said, off the corner of that roundabout. But back in 1996, they didn't know what they were gonna do yet.
Yeah.
There was no telling how much they could have, or might have taken.
yeah,
Right, and how many traffic circles
Yeah.
were here in 1996?
None that I'm aware of, you know, so
Hmm.
that was, yeah, kind of a, like you said, the protection.
have not come across, and we actually did see former planning commissioner, Mr. Pico, out and about not too long ago. He didn't offer up a rationale that other than, you know, we haven't heard or anybody's expressed or is any documented in the record of any other reason other than an idea that's protective for future roadway expansion back in 1996, or why they established a 100-foot offset above and beyond what was required under the underlying zoning.
And I have another question for the applicant. As far as you're aware, do you know why the house couldn't be put in that area? It's not affected by that setback. It looks like there's at least 100 feet there.
It depends on the size of the house with the setback to the pond. So I think the house, you know, I'd wanted my house away from the pond because as far as I possibly can, you know, I don't want it. You're right on the edge, so you can have area to work on and everything else. I have not seen Mr. Fitzgerald's house plans or what he is wanting to build, or, you know, how the lay of the land is. I know that kind of pressed out from 45 highway, so it's probably a better flatter spot closer to the rail, to the highway than where it is currently now. So it's probably easy buildable area, better, closer to the roadway. So.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Discussion amongst the board? Entertain a motion for agenda item 4A.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Jeff
Agenda
made,
item 4A.
Jeff made the motion.
I'll second.
Chris seconds. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed? Approval of the minutes.
I reviewed the minutes and they appear to be in order, so I move to approve.
There's a motion for the minutes. Second. Jade seconds. All in favor of approval of minutes, raise your right hand. Minutes approved. Other business.
Other business in the staff report. November 18th is our next meeting. It is fairly busy one. We have a rezoning and special use permit combo for a cell tower. Haven't had one of those in 4 or 5 years. But it's a two-parter, a rezoning and a special use permit
In the same,
on the same property. Yeah. Current property is on multifamily. They want to rezone to RE, which is an area it should be zoned RE. But, and another rezoning for setback purposes, a site development plan, amended site development plan, for Power Electric. And another special use permit renewal of an existing permit that's about to expire. Somebody's had horses for the past 30 years, but it's in the southern part, butts up to Chapel Ridge. So
Okay.
They're applying to renew their permit.
just east of this one.
And you're exactly right. And Becky Bauer has resigned from Planning Commission. She is going to take a spot on our Board of Zoning Adjustment. So she's still going to do it. Still going to be a public servant, but she's only going to be here 4 times a year as opposed to 12. But we'll miss Becky. She did a good job, but she'll be good on the BZA as well.
We have any replacements yet?
Not yet.
What township was she in?
Green Township.
Which is,
It's up north.
Sorry.
Green Township's north central portion of Platte County. I think it gets Camden Point up to Dearborn and that area. That's all I got.
That's what I'm saying.
Daniel's got something to say.
Long as, we have a proposed development that was proposed in the city of Parkville near the National Golf Club down off 45. It's actually part of it was in the county. They were going to annex and develop in the city. City turned them away, at least initially. There's talk about coming to the county. The reason I bring it up is obviously there are some neighbors that had some opposition or concerns about that proposal. Just to remind you about our policy related to ex parte communication. If there's a application filed, or even before there's an application filed, somebody wants to talk to you or lobby at you, and it's a free world, free country, everybody has freedom of speech. We don't give out your phone numbers or home addresses or anything but obviously we do give out your name as being on this board. The rule is, or the policy is, it's outlined in our bylaws regarding ex parte communication is, first of all, you don't have to participate. If somebody corners you at the grocery store and says, hey, this is coming your way and I want to tell you why it's terrible or tell you why it's great, you can come from both sides. You could just say, hey, I'll hear all about it at the hearing. If somebody corners you and we ask that you do disclose that. If it really turns into, okay, this person is giving me the spiel and I can't get away from them, or they sent me a letter at my home or whatever, we're supposed to just disclose it. Hey, and the reason for that is there's two sides to every story. You've heard one side. You're supposed to come in with an idea that I'm going to hear both sides. So you need to disclose that person X, who's my friend's brother, is opposed to this. And they told me all how terrible it is or how great it is. And, I need to disclose that. So I don't know that that'll happen. I don't know if they'll actually file an application. I'm kind of telling them to go work it out with Parkville.
But it does happen.
But it does happen, and just the rule is, Platte County is growing. It's a big place, but it's not so big that people don't know each other and don't know that you're on this board. And we're not telling you can't have those conversations. Just know that you do. You have to keep an open mind. You have to hear the other side. And if it gets to a point where they've really lobbied you or provided you with some sort of letter or an advocacy, you need to disclose that and provide that to the board at the hearing.
And don't let them take you out to dinner.
Don't take them out to dinner. Don't let them take you out to dinner. Okay.
Unfortunately,
was
when you're out
the,
to dinner already.
What was the initial reasoning for this? I mean,
It's a housing development, some land adjacent to the city of Parkville. They proposed an annexation.
but it's still in our jurisdiction.
It's
Part of
still in the county. They proposed an annexation and a development plan to be approved by the city. The city took it all the way through the process, and eventually the alderman turned it down. I'm not gonna bias you. That's just what happened.
So you're just informing us that.
Yeah, and the developer has met with me and Jason a couple times, and they're exploring all their options. One option is to just go apply for it in the county, which would mean there's already a group of neighbors who have concerns. Those would be the most likely, or the developer would be the most likely to think, I need to call Erica Kirk and
Please don't.
talk to her about how great this development is before the hearing, so she'll educate her,
Yeah.
So that's just, we try to discourage it, but if it happens, the standard is for disclosure. Just disclose it at the hearing. And just know that they didn't get your home phone number or cell phone number from us. They didn't get it from us.
Google is a powerful thing.
It is.
All right. Entertain a motion for adjourn.
I would move to
Second.
adjourn.
Motion second, all in favor of adjournment, raise your hand. Meeting adjourned.
Well done. Good and faithful service.
Jerry, you were quiet tonight.
I'm soaking it all in.
Oh, sorry.
Hey,